guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, okay, so what is today's journey all about? Oh, well, it is a God wink moment. So we are going to be sharing a little story with you all, along with the journey of the story and how it all came about. So a few weeks ago, I stopped at a garage sale that a friend of mine was at and told me to come on over. Wasn't your normal garage sale. It was actually a greenhouse that has decided to close down. So that is where we got that wonderful workbench that you guys saw a few videos ago. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love it. But yes, she was also not only a greenhouse, she was a crafter. So of course I did get some goodies. Most of them were items that I could use to create with, not necessarily just a flip and resell, but oh my gosh, it was just fun being inspired, seeing some of her work, seeing some of the items that she had for sale, seeing her little stockpile of goodies also, because y'all know that we crafters, DIYers, we all have that stockpile. And of course, yeah, you know, I picked through that greenery. Would you look at those? If you have a booth or anywhere that you need to display something, look at how large and amazing these shelves are. So in the back of my mind, I was like, man, if we ever get that fourth booth, that would be nice to have those shelving. But, you know, I don't know. You know, Chris is going to think I'm crazy. We're going to need a trailer. We're going to need lots of help to lift them. Oh, you know, what do you do? I don't know. So I walked away. I didn't even think about buying them then, but then days later, I was still dreaming of them. So I finally showed the pictures of them to Chris, and I was like, hey, Chris, you know, can we just hoard on them until we get that other booth? So I talk about God wink moments all the time here on the channel. So I wasn't planning on going to her garage sale, her sale at all. Michelle, that owns Hog Creek, knew that we were, you know, it was kind of our my vibe, you know, looking for things to repurpose, DIY crafts, and the workbenches. So there's your God wink moment because, and then yeah, she had the shelves. She had the shelves that are gorgeous. And at the time going to the sale, we had no plans whatsoever of getting that booth. We had no idea when she was going to be done. I can't even now remember when we got her other booth. It's been months now. So, you know, I thought, well, maybe she'll, I don't know. She's 90. She can stop whenever she wants. She's had that booth since day one, since Hog Creek has opened. So go to that sale on Friday, and then at Tuesday, okay, so go to the sale on Friday, and then on Saturday when we're driving to an auction, I'm telling Chris about these beautiful shelves. And I'm like, well, can we, I know you can build them, but it's all about time. Time is just so valuable, and we just don't seem to have enough. We need a 48-hour day right now. So and I'm like, well, why don't I messenger, see if they even sold first, because they could have already sold. Somebody might have already purchased them. And then we went on our way to the auction. And then she messaged back later on that, no, they hadn't sold. So I said, we will go ahead and take them. We'll figure it out. We're not in a rush right now because we don't have that booth yet. And we'll just, you know, put them in storage. Okay. So then at that point, then you could, you know, borrow a trailer, and you could get some strong bodies, and, you know, because it was heavy. Oh my gosh, it was so heavy. And then the next thing you know, Tuesday rolls around, and Michelle from Hog Creek is calling me, and she's like, hey, Yvonne, she's here to clean out that booth. You can have that booth tomorrow. I'm like, oh, oh my Lord. Oh, okay. Let's see how we can make this happen, because everybody works, you know, and there again, trailer, the trailers that we can borrow. We don't have a trailer. That is on our to-do list of buying a trailer, but of course we want to get one secondhand. Yeah, yeah. So, yep, so where are we? We are back at that greenhouse. Chris is starting to take them apart. Yeah. They are too heavy. We don't have enough help to be able to try to lift them. In all honesty, they won't fit through the door. They're not going to fit through the door through greenhouse. They're not going to fit through the door at Hog Creek. So little by little, we are going to have to take these amazing shelves apart. So, are you wondering how the heck are we going to take it apart and put it back together? I tried to label, number everything that I could possibly label in hopes that we can get it back together again. So, hopefully, I mean, there's just so many pieces and parts to it. It's just, I mean, it's made really, really well. Just that neat how they did the wood in the back to show through the front is just neat in itself. When we moved the shelf out, we disturbed this poor little toad. He was probably just in his happy little place, but I'm gonna go stick him into the greenhouse part. Okay, one shelf down, just a few more to go. Yes, so it's not like it's just one slat, large slat, all the way across. It's multiple slats. So is it the left side, the right side? It's a lot to remember, and I'm just hoping that I'm writing it down right.
And then you end up with a pile like that. He's coming to get her. Or apart, one of these. Still a long way to go.
It's hard to believe that this is that shelf all taken apart. Fits in the van pretty easily now, though it's 10 foot, so it had to go in at an angle. The van, like, straight back is only 9 foot. One down, just one more to go. Now the problem we were having running into was there was multiple different screws, and the screws were stripping, so we ended up having to take the other one kind of chunky. It didn't all come apart as easily. Well, didn't all come apart, but this is our booth space. This is like a 10 by 14 space, so we have quite a large space. I'm pretty happy about it, but we can use the exit door. We're right by the exit door. That's awesome. And then, like I said, it's right across from our, what I consider our third booth, which will be all Chris's stuff. So all his tools and Manly and his Tonkas and all that stuff, that will just be his space. We got both shelves brought in. I told you, some of it had to stay together. But that's the 10-foot section. And then the other one I think is like a 8-foot or 7.5 foot. So the 10 foot's going up against, which this corner booth is the owner of Hog Creek. That's her booth. So we're butting right up next to her. But Oh, the only hard thing about stocking and stuff is, if you all know, you're a booth owner or anything, it's just you have to do it while the store's open. So, yeah, we're making all that noise, doing all the drilling, putting everything back together. There's music playing, so I have to do voiceover, or you'll just hear the very loud music. Apparently, there's a speaker right over this booth. Okay, it took us a couple hours to take them down. So, actually a little maybe a little less than a couple hours to put them back together, and we only ended up with 2 extra boards at the end on the second one that we put up. It still looks fine. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, lots of pegboard there, lots of space. I probably will not have enough items to fill up this booth at first, that is for sure, because that is a lot of shelving. Very blessed. But now I need to move my glass cases over to that side so Chris can have his side. So that means you have to take everything out of the glass cases to be able to move them. So do you all remember this from a couple auctions ago? That was its purpose. It's nice and tall. You can bend over. It will be in the place of where the glass cabinets were, so Chris can put some of the odds and ends, tools, and little whatnots, that are just kind of free and not like don't just have them on a table. It's nice to have that cubby. Oh my gosh, this will be so nice. Okay, I told you it's going to take a lot to fill this up, so I was moving a lot of the antiques out of my craft, my first original booth, into trying to fill up the space. I don't have really any furniture right now. Oh, and then we had a little bit of nightmare with the glass cupboard. Apparently, the lady that had it, it wasn't quite the size that we needed. The walkway needed to be 6 foot. So we came to agreement and moved Chris's little shelf off about 2 foot. So there was that 6 foot walkway for fire code. We're all good now. And then this is our second booth that we ever got. But after we'll go through the January and then we will get out of this booth. But yes, this is my original booth, and I moved a whole bunch of stuff around there today. If you ever have seen any pictures of our booth, it's always good to change it up. People love when booths have been changed. It kind of just attracts them, but there again, something happened and a lot of our furniture sold, and it just takes time, y'all, to get some furniture, but that's my next goal, some furniture pieces. So Chris watched my video on fixing the swan. Now he's rethinking that the black swan should go here. So I don't know. We'll check that out first. He'll do the work.
So I'll move them around too.
I'm not sure. I don't know if he pops. Do you think he pops against the
I think it's too dark in this corner. Even with the undermount lights, which we never use. See, his eyes just don't pop.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and try him up there. Take my firkins down and see if I like it a little bit better over there. I love him, but I just trying to figure out how to fit him into the decor. I appreciate Chris loving him as much as I loved him after I did it.
Firkins look kind of cheap anyways, right?
Yeah, yeah. The firkins equal up to the price of him.
on the white though.
Well, I like the way its eyes pop right now.
Oh, hi. And there's gonna be some stupid man. Oh, is he not pretty? Oh, so pretty. Yeah, I like him against the white. Do think he needs like something around him, but we'll think about that. We'll think about it. So will the Perkins look good up here? I don't know. You never know. It's fun to watch Chris do decor, isn't it?
Some people have more skills.
Not as if I'm not going to tweak them around or anything, but
She will move it every 3 inches.
probably, yeah, I will center it differently. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they work. I'll show you later. At least he knows that that side should come out. May have another Firkin to steal.
Or 2.
We take that one off my stack.
Just the top one.
Just that one, I think. Just that one. And then we'll put this back here because those aren't the same. Look at him doing decor. Oh, maybe this. Okay, so he holds this one. So everybody's got a handle. He doesn't have a handle. We'll stick him in the corner. Oh. That one was a broken one. Who would have thought rearranging Firkins would be that hard? But I could stick some greenery in that one that doesn't have the handle. Maybe. Standing back here doing laundry and I'm like, okay, well the black swan goes with the black shelf in that other room.
So yep, somehow we only got ended up with number 2 and then number 16 left. I didn't have video of taking the second back off, so yeah, I mean, it's together and it looks good and it's spaced well. I don't know, I guess they were just extra parts that came in the bag, right? So I can't tell you that that is quite where I want that black swan yet. I will figure it out. But how heartwarming is it to have your husband watch you? You know, he saw like tidbits in the workshop of what I was doing to that swan, but watching the video that day when the video aired, he was just like, you're not selling that swan. That swan is beautiful. You put too much work into that swan. And it is. It's a one-of-a-kind swan now. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm not sure that I love it where it's at. I love the swan. I just have to play around with decor and figure out where I want it to be. So yeah, oh my gosh, that swan. And the shelving. We have a long way to go yet with running out of furniture that's completed, fill in those beautiful shelves that we just moved. How many of y'all watching that your husbands are like, no, not on your life am I taking those apart and moving those. I know there's a small percentage that would do it, and I'm pretty sure there's a larger percentage that would be like, oh heck no. Heck no, I'm not doing that, lady. You are crazy. There's no, you go hire somebody to do that. And I mean, Chris will sit there and tell me no, and he'll tell me it's too difficult, and he'll tell me all the things why not, and the next thing you know, we're there, and we're taking it apart, and we're moving it, yeah, piece by piece. And y'all, he gave up the Lions game to do that. Luckily, we have YouTube TV now that he can rewatch the Lions game, but I'm like, oh, please, nobody walk around the antique mall knowing that the Lions game is on and he's missing that. Anyway, they are beautiful. So need to go shopping, need to start looking for more antiques. I had yeah, those shelves are beautiful and they just can take a lot of inventory. The space is huge itself, and I'm glad that we came to between the owner of Hog Creek and I measured off what the lady had, and she'd been there for, like I said, since Hog Creek had opened, because Michelle had a family emergency, so she really didn't give me the sizing, so I was measuring where her last cupboard went. So I guess through the years, she just kind of approached into there has to be like a certain walkway size of 6 foot for fire code, especially since we're at the exit door. So we all worked it out. I thought I was going to have to sell my beautiful glass display shelf, but we made it work by moving Chris's in a little bit, which works. I mean, because we don't plan on putting furniture in his area too awful much, probably more into my area because that's the antique area, or over into the craft area. And then yes, after the first year, we'll go down to 3 booths, because when you're on the antique side, you can't have, I mean, you can, not really. I mean, you're not supposed to have new items. It's supposed to be antique items. But because of the way that I paint with the milk paint, I can kind of get away with doing some of the furniture over there because it looks authentic. They're older pieces that I'm making. I'm not taking brand new pine wood or MDF board and trying to, I'm not saying that it's an antique by any means, but 10% of your booth in the contract says, I still want to keep it with the area of antiques. So that's why we have to keep like the craft booth, because I do craft items. I do, have newer items that are not vintage, that don't belong on the antique side. Do we need yeah, we only need 3. And then Chris, there is something about him and his tools and his Tonkas that he deserves his own booth. He loves to do all that. And over the last couple days, as I've been working on that booth, I'm like, he gets a lot of traction. He gets a lot of looks. He gets quite a few purchases, so he does. I mean, I need to get my home decor items out of there so he can get just to be a manly booth. So there's that. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this journey of our lives. We'll look back and we'll think with it like, oh, how did we ever move those shelves? And we both said that whoever gets that booth, when we're done with it, they're just taking the shelves. they can buy the shelves with the booth, because we're not moving them. There's no slightly moving those by any means. I'm not even sure how we got them moved out to get to the back. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Let me know, did you all think that we are just absolutely crazy and we do probably work too much, but we love what we do. So again, thanks for watching. We will see you next time, and you can see what we're up to. Bye.